The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is full of mysteries to be solved. The land contains wonders from the past that connect to previous titles. So I think it's time to take a tour around Hyrule and check out the many wonders of Hyrule. The Great Leviathan Bones. The Leviathan Bones are 3 giant skeletons that can be found throughout different corners of Hyrule. Each of these 3 skeletons are unlike any other creature found within Hyrule, all resembling whale-like species, but not identical to each other. In Seren's stable, a group of 3 researchers have been theorizing about the existence of these bones and what caused their extinction. So they task Link to find each of these bones and take a picture of them, or as they requested, to draw them. As they actually think Link drew these photos, being unfamiliar with Sheikah tech. But with each skeleton found, they give a different theory on how each Leviathan died. The first we are taking a look at can be found north of the Elden Mountains, known as the Elden Great Skeleton. This skeleton has a great part of it buried underground, but what we can see left of it really resembles its past self. It being Levias, the great spirit of the sky. Levias was a great whale-like creature that served as the protector of the sky within the era of Skyward Sword. He taught Link the final verse of the Song of Hero. Having resided in the sky, he soared throughout the Thunderhead. After Skyward Sword, he was never mentioned again. It is theorized that he may have been killed due to a massive volcanic eruption. The remains of his skeleton shows the same large bone-like structure that was on top of his head. It being the same area Link stood on to battle the parasite that once harmed Levias, Bilosite. With details like a dent from where his blowhole used to be, in which Bilosite used during the battle. And his long arm-like fins that helped him fly. Out of the 3 great skeletons, these similarities really make it obvious that this was once Levias, probably being killed due to an eruption from Death Mountain, where his remains resided for thousands of years. The second great skeleton can be found above the Hawakot Shrine in Gerudo Desert, known as the Gerudo Great Skeleton. This skeleton features one unique thing that makes it obvious who it once was. That being the Windfish from Link's Awakening. The Windfish was a flying whale that Link saved by freeing him from his nightmare and awakening him, as the Windfish brought Link into his dream after his shipwreck. And with his dream of Kohola Island being just a memory, Link finds the Windfish flying above the sea after his awakening, most likely never to be seen again, along with Link. I mean, he kind of was just left stranded there after awakening the Windfish with nothing but his broken ship. But back on point, the Windfish's death is theorized to be caused by a catastrophic drought. With his bones in Gerudo Desert, it sure makes sense. And what remains of him doesn't resemble much of his past self. But the one thing that does are the bones above his spine, from where his tiny wings used to be. Along with the eye placement on the skull, we can identify that this once was the Windfish, though not as colorful now. The final skeleton can be found in Hebra Mountains, inside the cave that contains the Kwamo Shrine. This skeleton happens to resemble an actual whale the most, which makes sense as this skeleton is of the one Leviathan whale that doesn't fly. It being the Ocean King Oshus from Phantom Hourglass. Oshus was like Link's grandpa figure in Phantom Hourglass. He disguised himself as an old man until the very end of the game, in which he reveals himself as the Ocean King, being a massively large whale that needed Link to save his ocean. His death is theorized to be due to a harsh ice age, which also makes sense as Hebra is now Hyrule's land of cold. While his design doesn't have anything that stands out, the Great Skeleton in Hebra has no distinct features either. Oshus just resembled a whale, and the skeleton also resembles one. So out of the 3 great whales throughout Hyrule's distant past, Oshus would have had the most accurate bone structure to an actual whale. Sadly, they are all just now relics of the past. While each of these skeletons resemble Leviathans from different timelines, Breath of the Wild is known to have history from all the timelines, so it does make sense in how the remains ended up in Breath of the Wild's Hyrule. They are now like the dinosaurs of Hyrule, creatures of distant past that have been extinct for thousands and thousands of years, only with their bones remaining, each once having interacted with the hero's spirit. And now Breath of the Wild's hero only sees what remains of them. It's actually kinda beautiful how Nintendo went out of their way to reference these creatures, tying all past worlds together and giving it lore from those previous titles. But that is just one of many wonders of Hyrule. Let me know what you'd like for me to tackle next. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this new series, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to stay tuned for more. As always, I've been ZeldaMaster, and I'll see you all in the next one.